17, she became the youngest #1 player in tennis history.
You know, how many years has she played the U.S. Open? Like 12 times. And we have Cho here, who this is her second appearance, and you know she's on Arthur Ashe Stadium, which is very nerve-wracking, I'm sure, for her.
Well, she describes herself as painfully shy, so she's probably not the most accessible of the players out there. Probably keeps to herself pretty much. But in a match like this, and for Monica Seles, how difficult is that to play someone that you've only seen once and you hardly ever see on the tour? Does that pose any sort of challenge for her at all?
Not really. I think Monica is probably feeling good. Like, you know, here I have a third-round opportunity to get into the fourth round to play pretty much of a no-name. She's played her once before. Pretty much owned her in that match.
Right.
So I think Monica's like, great, you know, this gives me another match to just get my feet underneath my belt and to get the feel of the stadium, feel the people, feel in New York, and, you know, come out and possibly work on a few things, and not feeling so much pressure by maybe if she's playing, you know, a young Russian that's coming up.
Right. Cho, 23 years of age, so she is, I guess you wouldn't consider her too young for today's standards. She's been out a while, but is really just starting to have her most successful year on the tour. Her highest ranking is number 99, and she achieved that earlier this year in February. This is the first match in Arthur Ashe Stadium today following this women's match. A highly anticipated match here in the States. Leighton Hewitt, the #1 seed, will be taking on James Blake. That will be followed by Ramon Delgado and Andre Agassi. And then tonight, for the first time in U.S. Open history, it will be an all-women's night at Arthur Ashe Stadium, starting with Amanda Kutzer and Martina Hingis. The winner of that match, incidentally, will play the winner of this match we're about to see with Monica Seles. That'll be followed by Megan Shaughnessy and Jennifer Capriati. How about that, Ann? All women tonight at the Open.
That's outstanding. We like to see that.
Sure you do.
I can't wait.
You can see the crowd on this beautiful Saturday morning slow to file in. It's been a while since we've seen the sunshine here in New York. Had a few days of cloud and rain.
I was feeling that I was at Wimbledon there for a while. I mean, carrying my jacket around, these heavy clouds, rain delays off and on every couple of minutes.
Yeah, it would just start misting, and it wouldn't even show up on the radar, so even the tournament officials really had no warning as to when they would be having the delays. But we have been promised a beautiful day here on this first Saturday of the 2002 U.S. Open. Monica Seles still tidying up things over in her changeover area, and now she will head to the baseline. It'll be Monica Seles, the #6 seed, serving to start the match. She will be at the top of your screen, serving to that lady, Yoon-Jong Cho. First point of the match.
Play.
And right off the bat, Seles dictating play.
I think we're going to see a lot of that today. Cho, who hits a very flat ball, moves the ball exceptionally well.
30 low.
Does Monica Seles like a flatter ball, Ann? Does she kind of get into a rhythm with a flat ball coming at her?
Absolutely, absolutely. She likes it right in the pocket where she can just turn and rip it. Cho's really going to have to step up and just get into the match, take her chances. You know, it's nerve-wracking being out there. I mean, who knows if she even got to practice out there. When I was playing and I wasn't seated, I mean, you didn't have the opportunity to go on stadium and practice.
Right.
And I mean, the stadium is huge. It's very intimidating.
Well, first unforced error from Seles gives Cho her first point in this opening game.
So much of it is being comfortable in your atmosphere. I know that when I didn't play well, I wasn't comfortable with my surroundings.
Again, Seles.
Well, pretty easy hold for Seles to start this match.
First
Jumps out
game.
in front, 1-love. Now, one thing that I've noticed this week in the warm-ups, the players that come out and warm up, they have been staying out there until just minutes before the next match starts. I was watching Pete Sampras warm up the other day, and he was still on the court less than 5 minutes before the next match was supposed to start.
You want to get all the time you can.
Our longest point of the match so far. Cho looking pretty good in that rally.
She has a really good
15
forehand. She likes to hit that off forehand inside out. Definitely one of her weapons.
Seles working the backhand of Cho. I'm sure
15 all.
she shares your opinion, Ann, that her forehand's a little bit better. Cho has beaten 2 higher ranked opponents to get to this stage in the U.S. Open. Beat Barbara Schwartz. Excuse me. Beat Barbara Schwartz in the first round. Actually, it was Maggie Serna. Reading my draw sheet incorrectly here.
Maggie Serna being a clay court player. She's pretty happy to see that, being able to.
30-15.
Serna ranked number 51 in the world. Cho 106. And then an upset in the second round. She beat Paula Suarez, the number 32 seed from Argentina, to set up this match with Seles.
I would say that Suarez is a clay courter also. I would
Yeah.
say that's her favorite surface. I played her on the red clay, and I think one time in Berlin. She's actually turned out to be quite a doubles player.
Suarez?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is quite surprising.
A little bit of a late call there. Seles checking with the chair. He was going to give Cho her first game point and a chance to hold serve.
Cho's hanging in there. It's good
Yeah.
to get that, first service game.
Well, in Seles' service game, she was just able to dictate the points. At least Cho's able to get into these points a little more. We've seen more rallies,
Yeah,
and now we see Cho holding
One
serve,
game.
and it's 1-all. You can see Monica really trying to step in and take that return early.
Well, it's one thing. I was talking to Mike Sell this morning, and he said that they've been really working on Monica's serve, really getting a little bit more oomph into it, and working on their slice and moving the player off the court a little bit more.
For Seles, she beat Sofia Gubaci of Hungary in the first round, and then she beat Barbara Schwartz in the second round, but it was a good match. She lost the first set to Schwartz, and the second in a tiebreaker.
Yeah, she was battling out there in that match. That lasted really late. It was cold,
Yeah.
windy, tough conditions to play in here.
It's one of the better second round matches on the women's side.
That's a great shot right there. As you see, she loves to hang on that baseline. You want to get your opponent moving forward. You want to get them out of their comfort zone. I mean, it's funny to see because Monica, I mean, she has pattern to her game, and she has dominated with her pattern. A lot of people think that you have to learn every shot and hit every different shot, and it's not really true. I mean, you need to stick with one pattern and just make it so solid and so good, and that's what she's done.
So I guess that drop shot she threw in there a couple of points ago is a little bit out of that pattern.
Yeah, it is. So it's great to see her maybe mixing up a few things.
Well, Seles now up 40-15, 1-all here in the first set. The winner will receive a spot in the round of 16. Seles advanced to the round of 16 last year and lost at that stage to Bogdanova.
Again, Seles.
Well, looking pretty good on serve so far. Monica Seles out in front 2-1 to start this match.
2-1.
Evidence of what you were talking about earlier, Ann, with Seles and Mike Sell trying to get a little more speed on that first serve. Monica Seles, though, has never been one that has lacked for pace in her game, but I guess competing with the girls today as Seles gets a little bit older and older, that is becoming more important.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, we talk about the Williams and how big they're hitting the ball, and it's funny because Monica, her whole career, has always been on the offensive.
Right.
She's never had to work on her defensive skills, and that's another thing that they're working on. They're working on when she gets pushed outside the doubles alley on how to get back into the point. I mean, perfect example right there. I mean, she wasn't even really that far stretched out, and
15 love.
she pretty much hit a nothing ball right back to Joe.
Great shot from Seles. Of course, we don't know if she'll get through this match, but assuming she does, she really would not face a heavy hitter until the quarterfinals. The winner of this match would take on either Amanda Kutzer or Martina Hingis, but then in the quarters, if the seedings hold true, it would be Venus Williams. Seles now up to 7 winners
15
just in the 4th game of the match.
all.
5 of those winners have been off the backhand side.
And that's another thing she's been trying to work on. She's trying to work on her forehand to be more of a weapon.
There's 2 forehand winners. All of her winners have come off the ground. Well, looks like she's starting to find her rhythm. Now break point. 30-40. 1-2. First set. And Monica Seles gets the first break of serve in this match and now goes out in front 3-1. I guess the one thing you could say to define her career has been consistency. She's won 9 Grand Slam singles titles, but even, for example, here at the U.S. Open, this is Seles' 12th appearance. She's never failed to make the 3rd round, and she's been playing here since 1989.
Very solid. She's been through a lot.
Yep.
And it's impressive to see her out here playing, enjoying the game, loving it. She loves it.
First winner of the game for Cho, and just her 2nd of the match.
Does big backswing. Gets that shoulders turned nicely and just rips it.
Cho's got a little bit of momentum coming into the Open. She won an ITF event in Oyster Bay, which is nearby.
That gives you a lot of confidence when you can win a tournament. I got to 7 finals. I didn't win one.
And now all of a sudden it's Cho with a love 30 lead in this game. Seles throwing in her first double fault.
I think it gives you a lot of confidence too when you go through the qualifying. I mean, come through qualifying of a Grand Slam, get a lot of matches underneath your belt. Brings a lot to the table. Start believing in yourself. So much of it is about belief.
Well, this year Cho lost in the 3rd round of qualifying at Wimbledon, so she didn't get into the main draw there. She made the Australian Open, lost in the 1st round, and then made it into the main draw at the French Open, lost to Chanda Rubin in the 1st round. The first time she's come through the qualifying and won a round in a Grand Slam. Wow. That swinging volley gives Cho 2 break points.
And a lot of the players have been doing that so well. Saw that with Bavina yesterday. Get the person on the defensive, come up and hit that swinging volley. They see it early.
It's kind of the new big shot.
It is. I love it. I love the hit swinging volleys. How's your swinging volley?
I love it too. Seles fights off 1 break point. Still 30-40 though. I guess the Williams sisters really started that shot, and it's kind of filtered down now to where everybody can do it.
Yeah, you watch and you learn. You always are trying to learn from the best, and They're obviously the best right now. So strong.
Second time she's done that, Ann.
Yeah, that's a great shot. She needs to do that more often.
Deuce.
And she was down 15-40 in this game and has really dug in. Not the way she disguises that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Seles.
She's got that short, quick backswing.
And now Seles, who was down 2 break points, has a chance to hold serve and keep her 1 break lead in this set.
Again, Seles.
Now Seles comes storming back, and she leads 4-1.
Seles leads 4 games to 1.
Now there are some other matches going on around the National Tennis Center at the moment. One other women's singles match. How about that one out on the grandstand? Zvonareva is leading Kim Clijsters 5-1 in the opening set. One other men's match going on out on Armstrong. Marcelo Rios and Yuri Novak. It is Novak up a break 4-3. Here in this match, though, you see Cho had 2 break points in that last game, was unable to convert. Seles has made good on her only break chance in this match.
Do you mind waiting a little bit? Mind waiting a little bit? Thanks. Time.
Now coming back after the changeover, it'll be Cho serving at 1-4, down a break. Actually, Cho got up a little early during that changeover, and Ann Lassera Ulrich asking her to stay seated. The changeover is a little bit longer in the Grand Slams. They call them television changeovers. A little more time at the chair for television networks to go to commercial.
Oh.
3 for 3. Mike Sell didn't tell you about that, did he?
No, he sure didn't.
He didn't give it all away.
Come on, Mike. What's up with that? Give me all the details.
Drop shot in the game plan today.
Smart shot, though. I mean, she loves to just stay on that baseline.
Well, Monica's getting a lot of attention at this year's U.S. Open off the court for a commercial that is running on American television here. After this point, I'll tell you what that's all about. Is out. You hear the Monica Seles grunt. Well, American Express is running a commercial here where Monica is in a grocery store, and every time she pulls an item off of a shelf, she grunts like she does on the court. And it is absolutely hilarious. The girl at the checkout counter even grunts when she swipes her credit card through the machine. Have you seen that, Ann?
That is very funny.
It is a great commercial.
Very clever. American Express always has clever.
Seles leads 5 games to 1.
Well, the double fault gives Monica Seles now 2 breaks of serve in this opening set, and it also will allow her to serve for the first set, leading now 5-1. And it's just been Cho who's been overwhelmed and overmatched so far in this first set. Really looks more like a practice set for Seles. And she's getting to hit a lot of balls.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Cho's in there with her. She just doesn't have anything extra special. I mean, her forehand is bigger. She maybe needs to use that a little bit more and take early chances with it. I think she needs to improve her serve. Her fastest serve is 86 miles per hour.
Seles still working, still trying to get better. Hasn't reached the Grand Slam final since the '98 French Open. But all roads lead through the Williams sisters now, as they're on opposite sides of the draw. It would be Seles facing Venus in the quarterfinals if they both get there.
30 love.
Did you see a little emotion there from Cho?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little disappointed, a little fired up over there.
40 love.
Well, not much she can do about that. That serve going out wide gives Monica Seles her first ace of the match. Just 90 miles an hour, but in a spot Cho couldn't reach. Now 3 set points at 40 love, 5-1. So Monica Seles races through the first set in just over 20 minutes. And wins the opening set 6 games to 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Bollettieri will be talking tennis and signing autographs in the Smash Zone at 1 o'clock this afternoon.
Well, you see the set 1 summary, and just over 20 minutes for Monica Seles. First serve percentage 50%. I think as the tournament goes on, she might want to raise that up a little bit, but twice as many winners than unforced errors.
Yeah, I think she's played a beautiful first set. Really kept the unforced errors down. Only 5 unforced errors for Seles. Cho has 10. Playing her points really well. She looks very confident, comfortable out there.
So Seles is now 1 set away from meeting either Amanda Kutzer or Martina Hingis. They will be part of the historic evening session here at Arthur Ashe Stadium, the first time in the history of the U.S. Open that we have an all-women's night schedule. And again, that starts at 7 p.m. with Kutzer and Hingis, followed by Shaughnessy and Capriati. And if time allows, they're even going to throw a women's doubles match in there. Martina Hingis and Anna Kournikova may come out on the Ashe Stadium court and play Granville and Hopkins. It is a beautiful day here just outside of Manhattan. This is the first point of the second set. It'll be Cho serving at the bottom of your screen. Well, I know you've played Monica Seles before. What's it like standing on the other side of the net from Monica Seles?
Intimidating.
Really?
Yeah. I think the first time I played her was on the center court at Wimbledon.
So you're kind of like in Cho's place here.
I can relate out there. Although when I went onto the center court at Wimbledon, you have to walk out to the service line, turn around, and curtsy to the royal box, and I almost fell over. So that was the story of my match.
Well, since Seles is winning this match so easily, we can kind of talk about a few things like this and let the tennis kind of speak for itself. Who tells you that you have to do that? How does that whole process work, the curtsying and the bowing before the royal box when you go out onto the center court?
There's this little room that you sit in before you go out onto the court, and if there's a light, and if it's on, this red light, if it's on, that means there's royalty in the box. And that pretty much speaks for itself. So
Right.
I had to learn a curtsy real quick, and I was more worried about my curtsy than the match.
Monica Seles has curtsied a few times out on that center court, though she's never won Wimbledon. The only Grand Slam she hasn't won. You see the wind not quite as bad as it has been the past couple of days.
It's a beautiful day here today.
30-all first game of the second set. Well, you get the feeling, Ann, that Cho is basically a hitting partner out there. I mean, she's staying in the points, but when Seles is ready to end it, she pretty much does.
Yeah, she knows when to step up, and she sees the angle and takes her chance. That's where Cho needs to improve.
Now, break chance in the opening game of the second set. Yeah.
Stepped up, didn't she? Took a little chance there. We haven't seen her come to the net yet, have we?
She's been in technically 4 times, but
Okay.
basically whenever she's been brought in, I don't think she's taken the initiative to get up there. 4 of her 5 winners coming off that forehand side. Now another break chance for Monica. Has got to be a big relief so far for her because she really struggled against Barbara Schwartz in the last round. And it really looked like she was not going to win that match for a while in the second set.
And she was down a set and then won it in the breaker in the second. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Sometimes it's good to have a tough match like that.
Well, Cho's getting a little momentum going here. Coming up with a couple of big shots. It's back to deuce.
Not that you want to be put in a situation where you're about to lose the match, but it also kind of gets you to a good mindset, you know, mentally brings it out in you.
And especially for the top players, Ann, because on the women's side, they do tend to have some very easy early round matches. And I know I've watched Jennifer Capriati play a few times and just thought like the last place she wanted to be was on the tennis court. So a really tough match kind of brings you right back into the tournament mentally.
Absolutely. Speaking of Capriati, I heard she went to the Video Music Awards the other night. I heard she was running down the road in her high heels with Eva Maioli.
That could be a commercial. Well, Cho is putting together her best game from the baseline. Unfortunately, she's having to come up with these shots just to stay in the game. This was break point again. Not that backhand.
She has a solid backhand. I like it.
Just their first winner off the backhand side.
Taking a few more chances there.
It looks like she's relaxed and has just decided, I'm going to go for it. And now she has game point. So Cho looking good in the opening game. It was shaky for a while, but it's almost like her mindset changed midway through that game, and it pays off. She gets aggressive and grabs the first game of the second set.
She needs to start changing things up, doing things different out there. She keeps playing her same game. So hopefully we'll see a little variety here. Maybe you're trying to approach the net a little sooner than normal.
Of course, that'll be a little more difficult on Seles' serve, but at least when she was serving, she changed it up in that last game. Can't get any worse.
Drills her backhand. Really just leans in, turns right off that hip and nails it.
Seles taking some more time in between this point. Normally plays at a very fast pace. You don't want to give her a short ball, do you?
No, see bye.
It's like a layup in basketball. Never going to miss that one.
That's definitely Monica's favorite shot. Her inside-out backhand sets up the point every time for her.
See, Seles has been perfect at the net in this morning's match. She's been in 8 times.
Pulled off that forehand.
Well, Seles able to dictate play much more on her serve. And now up 40-15. Trying to level this set at 1-all after Seles won the first set in just over 20 minutes. Wow, that's too good. So Monica Seles holds serve in her opening service game in the second set, and it is 1-all. And when you play Monica Seles, Ann, do you ever feel like you have any time to really get into a point, or is she just on you from the start?
On you from the start. You really have no time. It's very, very difficult to get your rhythm against her because it's just on you. The ball is just constantly on top of you. She takes it so early. I mean, if you can get into a rhythm with her pattern and get her out of her realm. I mean, she likes everything right, you know, right in her strike zone.
Right.
And you have to try to get her out of her strike zone, and that's, you know, that's what you have to do.
Cho trying to sneak into the net. That's a good idea, but can't pull it off. Now love 30.
And the thing is that Monica likes a target too. So you have to pick the right shot to make your move.
Has to be a surprise. And now triple break point for Monica Seles. She had 2 break chances in Cho's last service game. Cho put together some of her best points of the match to save her serve, but now love 40 in the 3rd game of the 2nd set. So Seles breaks at love, and she now has a 1-break lead here in the 2nd set. She won the first 6-1. She's up in set number 2, 2-1. Just confirming some results around the grounds here at the National Tennis Center. Singles results. Zvonareva has beaten Kleisters in the first set. Kleisters the number 7 seed on the women's side. Zvonareva took the first set 6-1. She is one of the talented young Russians coming up. And now it is Kleisters serving at 2-3 in the 2nd set. And on the men's side in Armstrong Stadium, Yuri Novak won the first set 6-3, and they are on serve 2-all in the 2nd set. So Ryan Early coming out. Tournament referee. Some words with the chair umpire. You see on the first serve, now Seles is just, it doesn't matter for Cho. That first serve comes in, she's still crushing the ball. Cho's fastest first serve in this match has been just 88 miles an hour.
Compared to Seles' 98 miles per hour.
See, we are located just adjacent to LaGuardia Airport here at the National Tennis Center. Depending on the flight pattern, sometimes the planes rise up above the horizon here almost every 45 seconds. But today it's been pretty quiet. It is a beautiful day here in the New York area. Much different than what we've been experiencing over the past couple of days.
When I used to play here, they didn't change the flight pattern.
Yeah.
They were flying right over the stadium.
That's right.
We used to guess. Which airline is it? American? You know it.
Sam Gore along with Ann Grossman. Monica Seles serving 2-1 up a break, 2nd set. And the thing about Seles, we've talked about how early she takes the ball, but I've always been amazed at the shots she creates, the angles that she's able to hit. Seems like she can pull that ball off the court better than anyone I've ever seen on the women's side.
She really gets that shoulder turn. Takes the outside of the ball when she wants to get the angle. She's mastered it. She needs the next step for her, I think, to make that jump is working on her defensive skills. It's just not natural for her to be that way, so something that they're really working on.
Oh, that's good. Right on the line. And now Seles up 30-15.
Monica is looking solid. I mean, this girl's giving her a lot of balls to hit. She looks very solid, even though she's not, threatening Monica that much. This is a great match for her to have. And I'm impressed with Cho. I mean, I think she's been hanging in there, even though I don't think the score really shows it. I mean, she's she's been battling shot to shot.
Cho ranked 106 in the world coming into the Open. Of course, that will change after this third round performance. Well, Monica Seles continuing to stay strong here in the second set. Now up 3-1. I guess for Cho, the goal would be to get that ranking up so she no longer has to play those qualifying tournaments.
Yeah, it takes time. I mean, she hasn't been out here really that long. I think she'll be one of those players that the older she gets, the better she'll get.
23 years of age at the moment. Monica Seles, 28 years old. She'll turn 29 in December.
Hey, there's a plane.
Seles 2 times a champion here at the Open in 91 and 92. Beat Martina Navratilova in 91. Beat Arantxa Sanchez Vicario in 92. She's also been a runner-up a couple of times, losing to Steffi Graf in 95 and 96.
And Cho needs to do a little bit more with that second serve. She's just sitting it there right down the center of the court.
Cho's running out of time. Love 40, 1-3. See the wind starting to pick up down on the court.
Ooh.
It's a ping pong serve, table tennis. Wind is starting to shift directions at the top of the stadium, and of course it swirls down there on the court. You see it blowing through the leaves in that bush behind her. Well, Seles has handed Cho a couple of points here, keeping her in this game. Now 30-40, one more break chance for Seles. Cho with a wide open court, misses it, and it's Monica Seles out in front now 4-1. Looking like she will easily advance into the round of the 16. Day number 6 here at the USTA National Tennis Center in Flushing Meadows, New York. We are inside Arthur Ashe Stadium. The first match of the day session. Monica Seles up there on the Jumbotron screen. And I know we talked about it, or I have throughout the week, how many players actually on the changeovers look up at that screen and watch themselves on replays of points, or they'll do little music videos, and it's actually kind of funny to watch the players watch the television screen up there.
It's interesting that it's such a great screen to look up. I mean, when you hockey players or basketball, football, they're always watching the replays. I think they have a tendency to look more up. It's so high up there, maybe I forget sometimes.
Seles serving 4-1, 2 games away from the 4th round. Very good U.S. Open for Cho. This is something that hopefully she can build on.
This will give her a lot of confidence.
Now Cho takes the first 2 points in this game, making it a little bit interesting here. Love 30. Cho's only seen 2 break points in this match. If she can win this point, she'll have a chance at seeing 3. If you give Monica a short ball, you have to hit it to the corners, you know? That's one thing that she needs to work on, Cho. Kind of hard to work on that stuff playing Monica Seles.
Well, a little difficult right now.
Yeah.
Bad timing, but eventually for her to make a next step in with her career.
Cho's won 2 titles at the ITF level, which I guess would be compared to the challenger level on the men's side, the ITF level as opposed to the WTA Tour. Look at that ball, was out. That's where the players go and can start getting points, trying to build up enough points to get into qualifying or main draws on the tour.
It's just working your way up, starting at the bottom. Grinding. And that's where you get mentally tough, you know. You play a lot of those matches at the challengers, you're playing a lot, figuring out what this game's all about. Bread and butter.
And now Seles getting a chance with this to go up 5-1.
See how she just flicked it?
8 of her 18 winners have come from the backhand side, 9 from the forehand. Wind starting to bother the toss now. So Seles holds, and she's 1 game away from the round of 16. Cho will be serving to stay in the match. Joe was seeded in the qualifying, seeded number 5, and to win 3 matches to get into the main draw. I was looking at her career prize money there. Joe came into this tournament. Her career prize money was $194,000. She will be paid $36,500 for getting to the 3rd round here. So a huge payday for her.
I'm happy about that one.
And now Monica Seles 2 points away from knocking out 23-year-old Yoon-Jong Cho.
It's a time to perform. It's at the Grand Slams. Money's so much bigger than the other tournaments.
Record prize money this year. Both champions, men and women, singles champions, $900,000 US. Almost $1 million for winning this event.
It's incredible.
Guess it makes you wish you were born a little later.
Just a few years later.
Seles has dropped the last 2 points, still 2 points away. Cho's hanging in there in this game. In the first game of the set, she had some big shots to hold serve, and now she's trying to stay in the match in this game. Up 40-30.
She needs to be taking those chances a little sooner. I know Monica doesn't give you any room, but sometimes you just have to let it go and just go for it. You're going to get beat anyway. You might as well do something different. You know, I mean.
Well, it's Monica Seles now losing just her 3rd game in this match, and she will serve for it at 5-2 in the 2nd. Talked about Cho's prize money not even being $200,000 for her career. Monica Seles has won almost $14.3 million in her career. That's just heading into this U.S. Open. Seles dominated the game back in the early 90s. She won 7 of 8 Grand Slams she played in from 91 to 93. Still going strong. Out on the grandstand, the other women's match we have been following, Zvonareva from Russia won the first set of her Kleisters 6-1, and they are now 4-all in the 2nd set. Don't go anywhere when this match is over, because following these ladies, it'll be the men. Leighton Hewitt, the #1 seed, #1 player in the world. A rematch of a 2nd round match last year at the U.S. Open, will be taking on James Blake, this year seeded number 25. Those two went to 5 sets in the 2nd round last year. And had it not been for dehydration, Leighton Hewitt may not have won the U.S. Open. James Blake was leading 2-1 when he got sick. That's coming up next. Monica Seles still with a little business to take care of here. She'll be serving now for the match at 5-2 in the 2nd.
Monica's struggling to toss a little bit here. I've never seen her do that before.
Well, that wind has definitely picked up down there. Speaking about the toss there, you mentioned earlier that They are working on her serve. Maybe they've changed her toss a little bit. She's trying to get comfortable with it.
Yeah, possibly so. Normally she just loves to just get up there and just hit it no matter where it is. I mean, she's
chases it. Now 15 all. Seles trying to get back to the round of 16 for the second year in a row here at the Open. She lost in the 4th round last year. A little shaky service game here for Seles deep into the 2nd set. Good chance for Cho.
chased it on that one.
Yeah. And now 2 break points for Cho. 15-40.
Monica's making a few more unforced errors than normal.
She has not looked comfortable in this service game at all. She does have the luxury of being up 2 breaks, however. And now 1 break point erase. She chose going for it on that return, trying to end that point in a hurry. Well, how about this? Yoon-Jong Cho is now broken, and she stays in this match. It's now 5-3 Seles. But Seles still up a break. It's getting a little bit interesting here.
I just think Monica started just making a few more unforced errors. Let her back in. It's a shot that you, once you've broken, you want to take command on that ball. With an opportunity to slide there.
Who is this?
Great time for Cho.
A different player. 15-all. Seles and her coach Mike Sell had some question marks coming into this U.S. Open. She only played one of the hard court tune-ups coming into the Open. That was Stanford, which was one of the first.
And it hasn't played since, so.
She got to the quarters in Stanford, but lost to Lisa Raymond. And now she's been on the court for an hour. She won the first set, 22 minutes. Tells you how long this second set has been.
So she was feeling a little rusty coming in here. I don't know about that.
Checking with the chair. And Sarah Ulrich, that was on her line, confirming that she also agreed it was out. Let's see. Yep. Just out. Well, Cho just getting everything back to the middle of the court. And Cho has now run off 3 games in a row. She's Still Monica Seles with a break in hand. She will be able to serve for the match once again. Wow. See Seles there just kind of looking surprised. Cho has gotten right back in this set. No, that's why they play.
So it makes tennis so special.
We talked about Monica having some question marks coming into the Open because she hasn't been able to play very much, or she did not play very much. See, her unforced errors have really skyrocketed here in the second set. With the start of 2002, Seles had her best start since she was #1 in the world in 1991. She got to the semifinals in her first 7 tournaments of 2002. The streak was finally broken in Charleston when she lost to Stephanie Foritz in the round of 16. But the second half of the year, even though her results are there, she hasn't played as much. Monica Seles. The score is deceiving there. Seles was up 5-1 in this set. And Cho has taken the last 3 games. Seles is down to her last chance to serve for the match.
Cho's not going to beat herself.
Unforced errors for Seles, 13 in this set, as we saw in the graphic on the changeover. 5 in the first set. Serving with new balls, 5-4.
Pulled that one.
For the majority of this match, Seles had far many winners than unforced errors.
That's a great serve.
And now she's let that be reduced down to just 2 more winners than unforced errors. 21 winners, 19 unforced errors. Maybe she's had a little lapse of concentration in this second set.
Cho's just been staying right there with her. Monica just waited for the little lapse in concentration by Monica.
And now 15:30. See the Cho camp over there. Coach's name is Kim Il-soon. Seles really having to battle here at the end of this match.
Just take her time, think about her game plan, and then go for it.
I've got to be pretty happy. She missed it. And now Monica Seles, instead of having a match point, faces break point at 30-40, 5-4. No question. Talk about a momentum shift. Man, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say.
She's really been playing it forehand.
And now Seles, for the first time in this match, has more unforced errors than winners. Cho has just stayed right there with her, as you said. And it's anybody's set, 5-all. It's almost like Seles is struggling to win a point right now.
This girl is hanging tough. She's a fighter.
Forget it. And now 30 love for Cho.
I love Monica. She needs to come up with a little variety here.
It's not even a challenge for Cho there. Didn't need to be that good.
That's it.
Well, the fans love her here in New York. You know, they wanted to see a good match. It's no question they want to see Monica Seles win this. Double fault for Cho, her third of the match.
Oh, pressure. 30-15, 5-all.
Now game point for Cho again. Cho is down 1-5 in this second set. And it is now 5-all, 40-30. Cho has won 5 games in a row against Monica Seles. How many people can say that in their career? And it's Cho now a game away from pushing this into a third set. Wow. Monica Seles, I mean, what can you say? She is really struggling. One thing I have noticed is, before I get to that, let's comment on this. Look at the unforced errors by set. 18 from Seles. What do you think it is that's bothering her? I mean, any idea?
No, I mean, I just think she's missing by like an inch each shot.
One thing I've picked up on, and you know, you would know better than me, but it seems like Cho has started hitting the ball back to the middle of the court more. So Monica's not really able to create a lot of those angles.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's just hanging in there. I mean, she's just grinding. It's impressive. I mean, I felt like she was a really good player, like
Yeah.
the other points, they just really weren't going her way, and she was just forcing Monica a little bit more than she'd like.
I thought you were just trying to be nice.
I
Because I really felt like Seles was just, dominating, and that Cho didn't have much to give her.
I think this girl is solid. I think she has a great future ahead of herself. One player.
And now Monica Seles is serving to stay in the second set. She's been up 5-1 at one point in this match.
There it is, right down the middle, Gian Monica. Monica just needs to settle down a bit. Mix things up.
There's the Monica we've been seeing. They're not in this set.
I mean, Monica's first service percentage is only 54, whereas Cho's is 63.
Well, the Cho camp loves it. Mike Sell and Monica Seles trying to figure out what is going on. Starting to see some emotion from Cho. Seles finishes that one off. She had to have it, or Cho would have seen 2 break points. Instead, it's 30-all. Wow.
She's really struggling with her serve today.
And now not only is it break point, it is set point. Yoon-Jong Cho, number 106 in the world, has battled back from 5-1 down. And she'll see a second serve. Seles has won just 50% of her second serve points in this match. Well, Seles has not lost a point when she's gone to the drop shot. Look at Cho's friends there.
Cho had some unbelievable gets there. That was incredible. She moved so well. Can't believe it.
So the set point is gone, but deuce. Monica Seles showing some anger there. Why not?
Frustrated.
It is set point number 2 for Cho. Can you believe this? Soon-Young Cho has come back from 5-1 down and won the second set, 7-5. So now, for the second consecutive match, Monica Seles is extended to 3 sets. I can't believe what I just seen.
She is playing so tough right now.
I mean, Seles, it's like she just hit a wall at 5-1. Couldn't win a point. 52 minutes is the amount of time it took to play that second set. Seles had won the first set in 22 minutes. But the winners and unforced errors for Seles, very different in the second set than the first. A lot more unforced errors than winners.
And Cho, I mean, she only has 12 unforced errors. So she has played really solid, has kept the momentum, has been relentless.
Well, she started getting the ball back a lot more consistent and not really putting it anywhere where Seles could do that much with it. So the second set is over. And it is Yoon-Jong Cho winning it in 52 minutes. And Cho will have the honor of serving to start the third set. There's a breakdown of those unforced errors.
She had 15 on the backhand.
She's got 11 backhand winners. Well, this crowd here at Arthur Ashe Stadium fully expected to be seeing Leighton Hewitt and James Blake about right now. We've still got one more set of women's tennis to play as Monica Seles lost a 5-1 lead in that last set. So, in a sense, Cho completed a 6-love run there against Seles.
That was impressive. Wow. Okay, let's see what happens here.
First point, third set.
As you can see, she's really hitting the ball deep, and I think that was the key for the second set at the end. Forcing Monica off the baseline, Monica not being able to control every shot. Going for a little too much when maybe she didn't have to make that shot that good. Wow.
Well, when Seles gets over in one of those corners, she's pretty dangerous. Cho's kept her out of those corners until this point. She just misses. And now a game point for Cho. Excuse me, 30-all. Getting ahead of myself. I'm so used to seeing her run off all these points here. 30-all. First game, third set. Well, that's what we were used to seeing in the first set. And now it's break point for Monica Seles.
Monica really pulled this shot off beautifully. I mean, Cho is keeping her back.
That intensity. Seles looking fired up. Well, you can see Ann Cho played that point from inside the baseline.
Oh, she's right on that baseline. And just, matching every shot with Monica. Cross courts.
And she never gets behind the baseline there.
That's a lot less work, too.
That's now Seles that's on defense. So Cho fights off the break point. Deuce in the opening game of the third. And now a chance to hold for Cho. Well, Cho keeps on rolling. She's won 7 games in a row, and it's Monica Seles who will be trying to break that streak, serving at love 1 in the third and final set. Well, this has been the match of Cho's life. Career can be made here. And Seles just desperately trying to fight her off. Figure something out. Well, she's human. She finally missed.
She's got to be thrilled to be here in the third set. Center court at the U.S. Open. Having the match of her life.
Yeah, I mean, it was getting ugly there for a while. I mean, Seles was up 6-1, 5-1. We were talking about our next round against either Kutzer or Hingis. And Cho has just roared back.
She has to continue to keep that ball deep, because if she starts hitting on the service line, it'll be over.
Now Seles with a chance to hold 40 love. She'll have to wait. 40-15. So Seles breaks a 7-game winning streak from Yun-Chang Cho. And she finally gets on the scoreboard. 1-all. You ever had this happen to you, Ann, where it just looked like you were on the verge of crushing somebody, and then all of a sudden they just come back and you just can't figure out how to win a game?
It's very frustrating. You're thinking about, hey, what am I going to do for dinner tonight? I'm 6-1, 5-1. You know, thinking about possibly who you're going to play next round, and those you can't help but those thoughts come in your mind.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the player just picks it up, and you're just kind of, you just get frazzled a bit and frustrated.
Love 30.
Cho helping Seles out here. Love 30. 4 double faults for Cho in this match.
And the question is, can Cho keep it up here?
Well, Cho doesn't want to make it look like it was a fluke in that second set, that it was all Seles and not Cho. Could serve into the body. Well, it's been that kind of set and a half.
30 all.
When that happens, you're thinking, what else could go wrong here? But, you know, hats off to Cho. She's, unbelievable inside out forehand on the line.
And Seles just has not been able to get her on the
30,
run.
40.
Oh, she did there.
When she can open up the court, it's all Monica Seles. And it's a break point, 30-40.
Cho is really picking on that forehand side. She's just picking it apart.
Well, Seles at least can laugh a little. You see the flags all twisted up, like Monica Seles must be inside right now. Pretty stiff breeze blowing.
Advantage Seles.
Now another break chance for Seles. The conditions have really changed since when we started this match. It was very sunny, warm, and now it's fairly cloudy up above, and the wind has picked up, a lot cooler. Well, Monica Seles, the champion she is, digs in, finds a way to break. She's up 2-1 here in the third. Seles has calmed down a little bit here in the third set through 3 games, 2 unforced errors, 21 unforced errors in that second set. It's almost as if someone else invaded her body and decided to play for her in that second set. It was just uncanny. Cho had been down 5-1, came back to win the set 7-5, took the opening game in the third, And now Seles has run off 2 games in a row to take the lead in the 3rd set. And I can tell you that out on the grandstand, Kim Kleisters has rebounded against Zvonareva. Zvonareva took the 1st set. Kleisters took the 2nd and is now up 4-2 in the 3rd. It's the only other women's match going on at the moment. Venus Williams and Muller are about to start over on Armstrong. Here in Ashe Stadium, most of these fans thought they would be seeing Leighton Hewitt and James Blake by now. But it has been a great comeback from Yoon-Jung Cho. And now Seles trying to stay ahead here in the 3rd.
As much as Monica doesn't like to see this, but to see a person come through the qualifying and play Monica Seles, you know, it's a great thing. It's exciting.
Cho had to win 3 matches to get into the main draw. She was the number 5 seed in qualifying. And Seles picking up her game.
30 love.
Seles doing a much better job of getting Cho off the court now. Twice as many winners in this match. Should be keeping track of how many times she's caught that toss.
Really struggling with it today. If you notice, I mean, this girl's just playing so basic, you know? Cross court, cross court. You know, Monica tries to change the direction of the ball and maybe has an unforced error. Great serve on the tee.
And now 40-15, a chance to consolidate the break and win 3 in a row for Seles. They're just winning games in bunches here. Well, it was Cho that won 7 games in a row, and now Seles has won 3 in a row. More importantly, she now leads 3-1 in the 3rd and final set.
See if Cho can hold her. Let's see what she can bring to the table. Monica almost, I mean, I'd like to see her come in and hit that swinging volley instead of letting it bounce. She gives her opponent just another chance to get back into the point. I think that's something that she really needs to start anticipating sooner. When they throw that ball up, to come up and take that shot. Like that.
Not a very high percentage shot from Seles. Now Cho up 30-15. You don't see Monica Seles talking to herself very often, but tell she has been just reaching a new level of frustration in this match. Cho had her on the run.
She looked to be getting tired at that point. Is that me, or looked like she was?
She didn't make much of an effort on that last shot. You're right. Her legs didn't look like they were there. Seles did play a 3-set match prior to this one.
That's second
And
set.
she has not played a lot of tennis here in the U.S. summer. Looked pretty good on that return. Just blocked it down the line.
40-30.
Still a game point for Cho. Seles up a break here in the third.
That's got to be disappointing for Cho there to hold serve, get back into this set.
We've seen Seles catching her toss quite often, but it's Cho with more double faults. Cho just has nothing on that serve, Ann. I mean, that was a 64-mile-an-hour serve she threw at Seles, and Monica has not been able to consistently step in and do anything with it. Now Cho breaks the 3-game winning streak of Monica Seles, and she takes her second game of the set, but it is Seles up a break. She'll be serving at 3-2. That's confirmation of what I was talking about on the serves. The fastest serve for Monica Seles, 103. The fastest for Cho, 88 miles an hour. And that was back in the first set. I mean, Cho is, that last serve she threw into Monica Seles was just 69 miles an hour. But Seles really is just not getting in, not doing anything with it.
Monica needs to start taking control. She's got her on the run. She needs to step up and take a few more chances, coming in, taking a few more swinging volleys. She's not doing that. She keeps letting Cho back into the point. I mean, Cho keeps just floating the ball up.
Well, Seles at least is up a break of serve on her behalf here in the third set. Let's see what she can do now on this now cloudy day here at the National Tennis Center. When we started, the sun was out, but as the clouds have come, Cho has created a lot of problems for Monica Seles. Seles serving 3-2, third set.
15 love.
Good start here, winning the first 2 points on her serve.
And she held pretty convincingly in her last service game.
It seems like the longer Monica's in the point, the worse off she is. Cho just gets into this rhythm.
And that is so anti-Monica Seles. You would think the longer the point would last, the more it would favor Seles. She'd have more of a chance to end it.
Wow. Too good.
Even on forehand winners. It's been the stronger side for Cho. She just has 2 backhand winners. Oh, Monica Seles missing bad. A short ball. Normally a very easy shot for her. And now break point for Cho. 30-40. 3-2.
But I feel that Cho forced her to make that mistake because Monica knows she has to make it so good. So she's forcing the ball.
Cho having fun out there. A lot more smiles on that side of the net.
That's a smart shot right there. She's been missing that shot. And so with a little relief on that point.
And now game point for Seles as a result of this drop shot. See how she just slides through that ball. And Seles comes up with 2 big points to win that game. She had to have them because it was looking like Cho was making another run. And she stays ahead a break of serve. Cho didn't start playing tennis until 10 years of age. Just decided on her own to start playing. Similar story to B. Bielik that we saw yesterday here on this very court against Justine Inna.
Did you hear about the girl that plays 11 hours a day?
No.
Can you imagine playing 11 hours of tennis a day?
No, I couldn't. Not year round. I mean, I guess I could imagine it.
I mean, the most I ever practiced in one day was 6 hours. But 11?
Too good. Cho just seems so driven.
It's a big backswing. It's smooth, very smooth. Times it perfectly.
I remember back when she was down 2-5 in that last set, and you were saying she might as well just go for it because she's probably going to lose anyway. I think she took your advice.
Maybe she heard me. Maybe I'm psychic. Oh, wow. What a point.
Well, the point of the day. But my question here, Ann, is why did Seles retreat to the baseline? Let's watch this. And why not come back in right here?
She was kind of stuck in no man's land farther back. Her momentum pushed her back. I mean, you would have thought, hey, make her go for a shot instead of just give it to her.
Well, it's a good thing Seles is up a break because ever since she got that break, she has really struggled returning Cho's serve. 40-15, chance for Cho to pick up her 3rd game here in this 3rd set. And she's got it.
Yeah, it just goes to show you that you don't have to have a 130-mile-per-hour serve.
She doesn't even have 100-mile-an-hour serve.
No. Exactly. She just places it well.
And Cho still very much in this match. It's Seles who is enjoying a 1-break lead. But you just kind of get the feeling that Cho is right there waiting for Seles to let up a little bit. It's obviously the biggest match of Cho's career. This is the best result of her career, just getting into the 3rd round. There's that point where Seles had to come in and pick up the drop shot.
Cho just seems to be at the right place at the right time every time.
And while we have been making our way through this marathon, Venus Williams is already up 5-love over on Armstrong against Muller. Martina Muller of Germany, who beat Barbara Schett in the last round, taking on Venus Williams and Armstrong. Kim Clijsters has just completed knocking out Zvonareva in 3 sets. So Clijsters, the number 7 seed, is through to the 4th round. And it's Monica Seles, the number 6 seed, trying desperately to get to the 4th round. But this young lady, Cho of Korea, 23 years of age, has put a big dent in those plans so far.
You definitely see her forehand as being a major force.
Yep.
Opened up a little too early on that one. She looks like she's having fun out there.
Tried to run around the backhand.
She's thinking, what am I thinking doing that?
Seles has had a lot of success with that drop shot today.
I don't think she's missed one, has she?
No, she's needed it.
40 love.
Every time she's gone to it, she's won the point. And it gets her to 40-love. She has to move ahead to 5-3.
That's a great chance.
Well, now Seles in familiar territory. Finds herself a game away from the match. This is where she struggled the most. She was up 5-1 in the previous set.
See if Monica can finish her off right here.
Cho will serve at 3-5, trying to stay in the match yet again.
Love Cho's footwork. She is so smooth. Stays low to the ground. Moves beautifully.
She misses there, however. Love 15. She's missed these last 2 shots. You can see the athleticism, the speed that she has. Which, as she continues to compete at this level, I would think would become more and more of a problem for the other players. as she gets better and better.
Has a very bright future.
Now love 32 points from the match is Monica Seles.
A great little change up.
And again, though, Seles got a chance to come in. And while she's retreating to the baseline, it opens up the court for Cho.
She's also trying to get over that fear. It's easier said up here, talking about it, because I've been in that position. I'm sure I gave my family a lot of gray hairs.
Well, and you talked about the patterns, too, that the players get into.
She was going for it.
A costly miss. And it gives Monica Seles 2 match points, much to the delight of this American crowd.
Seles can't let up here, though. She has to finish her off.
And we know that. Good point. Well, a good run for Cho. Monica Seles. A difficult day at the office, but she survives. And Monica Seles, relief on her face. She's through to the round of 16 with a 3-set win over Yoon Jong Cho of Korea. A match lasting almost 2 hours after a 22-minute first set. That's how tight it got. And now Seles, we can say, will move on to face the winner of Amanda Kutzer and Martina Hingis. Those two set to play in the first evening match tonight. A great run for Cho at the U.S. Open, her best result ever in the Grand Slam. And a well-deserved round of applause. Here's the match summary, 1 hour and 51 minutes, and a thriller. See Seles.
Very exciting.
Finally got to more winners than unforced errors. It wasn't looking too good for a while, but somehow she got through it. So Monica Seles through to the round of 16 with a 3-set victory. Coming up in Arthur Ashe Stadium, Leighton Hewitt and James Blake. For Ann Grossman, I'm Sam Gore. Stay with us. Chris Bowers and I will be right back with Hewitt and Blake.